Howdee-haie guys, welcome back to another book wrap-up monthly video. So, I have finally finished the Lord of the Rings series. I'm not too sure what this specific edition is called, but it looks like this. In case any of you wanted to get this specific edition. This month rather, has been another slow one for me. I just think it's generally because I've been reading such an epic journey, do you know what I mean? So, I really wanted to take the time to read it and understand what was going on as much as I could. I did want to go on to The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J Maas, the 5 novellas, but I just, like I said, it was a slow month for me once again, but I'm on to that now. I didn't know whether to hold off this book wrap up until after I read that, because I am quite far into it and I only started that like 2 days ago, but no, I thought I might as well just do it now. So the past 3 months have pretty much been Lord of the Rings related, so I'll just get right into it. So the books that I read were The Return of the King, Book 6, The End of the Third Age, so this is actually the last in the actual story, and I also read The Lord of the Rings Appendices. So, my thoughts on The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King Part 2. Whoa, I absolutely loved it. I wish I could tell you every emotion I felt for this book, but I really can't. The last few chapters I just sped through. It broke my heart to see so many people, even if they weren't that significant to the story. It just broke my heart to see so many people just, you know, lose their lives. I get so attached easily to characters in books, even if I don't know them. But it's left me with a few questions, even though the appendices, which I'll go into a bit more after, kind of answered some of them. I still am a bit unclear on these. The first one is, what actually became of Legolas and Gimli? Because in the appendices it did say that they sailed over seas together, but I just really want to know, like, what do they do afterwards? I don't know, it's just an elf relationship with a dwarf just, it's so rare, and I just want to know how they got on afterwards. And the second question is, did Boromir find peace? I feel like he was removed from the story so soon that I didn't really get that much of a chance to understand his character. Like, sure, I understood his people and his brother and stuff like that, but I wanted to learn more about him and see if he had any struggles and stuff. Obviously, he wanted the ring, and that was pretty much, in a way, his doom, kind of. But I don't know, I feel like we should know more. Obviously, we can't really get those answers now. But yeah, I was just devastated when it was time to say goodbye. Obviously, it was inevitable. You could feel the build-up to everyone saying goodbye. You knew it was going to be the end, but nevertheless, it broke my heart. But just because of this book, I definitely think I'm going to read some more of J.R.R. Tolkien's books. I think I want to go on to the, is it the Silmarillion? I can't remember what it's called or something. But apparently, unlike The Lord of the Rings and other books, this one has, like, no hope whatsoever. It's just despair, and it really brings you down. So I'm going to have to read that in a time, perhaps when I'm really happy and no book can make me depressed. So the last one I read for this month was The Appendices. This is basically, in a way, all the lore of Middle-earth. It features things like the Numenorian kings, the House of Earl, or I don't actually know how to say that, Durin's folk. It's also got how to pronounce words in like Elvish and stuff, the writing, the language. It refers to songs, people, places, that kind of thing. It's got family trees, the Hobbit calendar, because throughout the novel it did go and say from Shire reckoning it should be this date, and so it just explains how many days are in a certain month, what these days are in Hobbit language. It's a really good edition for collecting pieces, I believe. So collectors, definitely, if you don't have this specific collection, I don't know if they do their own version in different versions of the book, but definitely try and get an appendices. I think it was very useful. It was very informative and gave me more in-depth history to Middle-earth, and I kind of feel like I've got more of a better insight on the world now. I understand things that I read from the story in more depth. So that was my monthly wrap-up. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Fare thee well.